Welcome back, blade lovers, to Concept Land. We have a whole landscape of concept knives here, and there's actually a few that didn't make it to the table today. Apologies to those copies. But with all the new models that have come out since 2021, or kind of fall 2021 for Concept, I figured I'd include some of the older models and some of the newer ones and just show you the fantastic, really, variety of knives that Concept and their designers have been putting out. So, almost don't know where to begin, but let's begin with one that I like a lot that was created by Williamson, designed by him. This is the EDC Tack. It is one of the few, if only, button locks I'm aware of with from Concept. It's a smaller knife, about a little over a 3-inch blade, maybe coming up on 3 1/4 ish or a little less. The blade steel is S35 VN. Nice button lock. You can open with a thumb stud, or you can open with the flipper tab. Comes in a few different flavors. This one is probably the highest priced of the batch because of the carbon fiber, titanium, and S35 VN. I don't think they make a budget model of this one just yet. Interesting glass breaker sort of incorporated into the end as part of the backspacer. Backspacer being titanium, and could even have, let's see, yeah, has a steel frame with titanium overlays or handle slabs or partial handle slabs. Interesting design. Even got a little lanyard hole there. Clip is not transferable. Hold on, don't say no, don't say no. Yeah, it is actually. So we got these 2 screws here. Let's see. Got 2 screws here, and since there's 2, it'll stabilize it. So my guess is, yeah, it's also a left-hand carry. We've got some interesting jimping here. Just really kind of a cool blade. Blue pivot. And for some people, it's going to be right-sized because my hand fits all the way on there. Pretty ergonomic. And you know what? That's it, because I'm not going to spend too much time on each knife. We've got, how many more out here? We've got 4, 5, 6, 7. We got about 8 more knives to show you. Here is one that is new. Came out within the past couple of months, early in 2022. This is the Hex. It's a neck knife designed by Hill, and it's really kind of cool. Besides the fact that he used the hexagonal ring, it has Kiradashi style blade, pretty thick. And the steel they used on this one, if I can find it, is 14C28N. Put it right there. Kind of a neat little knife. I mean, you can use it for utility, you can use it for defense, karambit style if you wish, and carries extremely light, under 2 ounces. By the way, you want to find out more about any of these, check out the individual reviews on this channel. Can't discuss Concept knives lately without discussing the K Max Rom Preta 2 series. Preta 2 means in French, ready for anything. Here was my first one, titanium and S35 VN. And this is the, what I'd call a modified Tonto. Clip point. Frame lock. Very smooth, right-sized knife. I said that about the EDC Tack as well, but this is obviously a little bigger knife, coming in a little over 3.5 inches, and maybe closer to, what is it, 3 3/4. Trying not to do measurements on everything. 3.5. So 3.5 for this guy. S35VN titanium handle, titanium clip, not switchable in this case, slotted lanyard hole. These nice grooves, fuller type grooves there, matching the fuller that goes all the way out almost to the end of the point on this one. Good blade stock. And while we got that out on the table, we'll look at its budget counterpart, coming in at around 70, I think. And this one is 154 cm. So a great deal for a good blade steel. Used to be the blade steel made, and custom knife maker steel, by the way, 154 cm. This one's got the blacked out blade and the black micarta, kind of a I'd call it a canvas micarta. Exactly the same knife, same dimensions, except this one's in a clip point, not tanto. But setup is pretty much the same except for the blade style, as you can see. Blue pivot collar on the black one kind of makes it stand out nicely. And while this one is going for close to 200, maybe 175-ish, the budget model is coming in, I believe, again around 70. Didn't check the prices before I set up here. But also with a titanium clip. And also with a titanium clip that's right side only, tip up carry. Moving on. Oh, this one goes back a little ways. This is the Kratos, designed by Ostapel. Beautiful Damascus on this one. Also comes in S35VN, and they used a rose patterned carbon fiber on this guy. Only thing I don't care for about this knife is where they placed the maker's name, but with the the Damascus, it almost blends in. I got Ostapel name right on the flat in the middle of the blade. I'm not sure that was the way to go, but you know, they got to do what they got to do. Beautiful frame lock folder. Nice action on it. Very smooth. And very fancy, very showy. Titanium handle. Not sure what they're using for their Damascus. I hear that the stainless Damascus is sometimes a blend of 9CR and 10CR. But that's kind of unsubstantiated for me. We have a hint of a back-leaning tanto there. Interesting design, which I've seen before. You can see where the grind line changes, and I think it's flat all the way through. We don't have a typical like hollow there, and it's not a reverse curve or inverse curve, whatever you want to call it. It's just a straight there, and then a belly up there. Kind of cool. The Kratos, designed by Ostapel. Not going to be your everyday EDC knife necessarily, at least in that configuration. Here's a real workhorse of a knife. Hell X by Williamson. So second knife on the table, designed by Mikkel, who also has his own knife company, both custom and production. Notice here we have that same kind of hint of a tanto. And you know, if you sharpen that once, that's going to go away if you're not super careful to keep that. So it's the only thing about the knife, makes it a little bit on the difficult side, but beautiful high flat grind, beautiful jimping, and a great place to choke up in that blade choil there. Really, really nice. This one's blue, comes in some other colors, and they upped the game since this one came out. This is K110. Nope, D2. This is D2. Almost same thing. They came out with this now in either 154 or S35VN in a titanium frame. This is an aluminum frame with G10 overlays. And that other one's coming in around 175. This one you can still pick up, I think, for around 70. 70 seems to be my number today. So very thin in the handle, full back spacer of G10, and there's that aluminum frame anodized in blue. Big old slot, super comfortable, super confidence inspiring. When you choke up like that, it just locks right into the hand. That finger groove, you're either going to use your middle finger or you're going to use your index finger on that. The Hell X, H-E-L-L-X, Mikkel Williamson, and just pretty much drop shut on that guy. Big wide blade, clip point. One of my favorites, especially for the money. Moving on, Lucky Star, Max to Chuck design. And it is one of the nastiest, skinniest little front flipped Tonto blades. Look at the facets on that blade. Crazy. And all of these milled out holes, really long jimping run from the tang of the blade all the way out halfway. So although this is a very narrow handle and blade, you can get a pretty good grip on it. You just roll it into your fingers there. It may not be everybody's style, but it is one cool blade, and this is kind of a bump up from the Prickle that is a similar blade shape, but this has the extra facets on it. And with this one they went S35VN in titanium. Really a class kind of gentleman's Tonto, I guess. About a 3.5-inch blade. Good size handle, got a little left over there on the end. Nice jimping on the back spacer. T8 on both sides. Look at that blade. Jeez. And yet, look at the thickness that is carried out to the point. Not a delicate point, but very piercy, very stabby. Frame lock, very smooth action. Front flipper only. These holes really lie so close to the handle that maybe somebody with long fingernails can open it, but for me it's a front flipper. There we go. Not one of the easier front flippers, but again, depends on the user. That is the Lucky Star. Big old clip, clips almost as big as the knife. Thick. All right, last two. How about the Bulldozer? The Bulldozer, since this one came out in 20 CV, has come out in a budgety model, going for around 60 or so, I think. G10 handles, and forget what they used for a steel. It might actually be D2. I got plenty of D2 knives, so I did not pick one up. There's your marking 20 CV. There's your Kansept logo. And design on this one, I think it's in-house. Yeah, a little bit. If you want to take a chance, you can sort of put your finger on the front of that that handle, but more of a sharpening choil. Pretty nice plunge grind, pretty straight. Big flat on this knife. And with the 20 CV steel, it's going to hold an edge. Going to be quite stain resistant. 20 CV is pretty much equivalent by I believe, carpenter to the Bowler M390. So they say. Keep hearing that over and over again. A very interesting stick-like handle with chamfered edges, flat, pretty smooth, not real slippery, but got a nice relief there for the locking bar. Front flipper only. Pretty good sized knife, about a 3.5 inch blade, and just a wicked sort of abrupt clip, almost worn cliff, but you got a belly on that blade that can be very useful and a useful point. So if you wanted this profile on this knife, then just go with a budget one if you don't want to throw the bucks out for the premium materials. Okay, last one, the Shikari. This is a design by Morgan Cohen's, I believe. Yep. Very light billboarding on this. I like that. And this, talk about confidence inspiring, not expiring. Confidence inspiring knives. This is definitely one right in there with the Hell X. Beautiful marble carbon fiber on this one. Comes in a few different models, some different colors, what have you. And it's almost a front flipper. Yeah, you can sort of front flip this. I don't know if it was intended or not, but that's kind of the way it sets up. But me, I prefer my good old standard thumb studs. Hardened steel insert, bolster lock, almost wide open construction. Well, you got about a half a backspacer out of probably G10. And the clip does not transfer to the left side, so right side only, tip up carry. Beautiful, I'll call it, that really in there, I'm not sure if that is straight. I'm going to call that straight. With the belly coming right here, almost looks as though it's recurved, but that is a straight edge. And boy, it's looking, just got a little bit of a hint of a recurve there, but I'm going to call it straight. Forward belly, like a Bowie clip. Big old drop shut action. Crazy smooth, look at that. Let's do that one more time. Oh yeah. The Shikari, and that is a big blade. This is coming in almost at, yeah, it's 4-incher. It's a 4-incher and 9 3/8 overall, almost 9.5 inches. Big knife if you want something that size, but very flat. Carries nicely in the pocket. All right, bring them all back. Here's the Bulldozer. Here's the Preda 2 in titanium and S35VN. Here is the Hell X in D2. Here is the EDC Tack S35VN. Here is the Lucky Star S35VN. Gonna have to pull back a little, aren't I? There is another Preda 2 in 154 cm. Here's the Kratos in Damascus. And let's not forget the Hex 14C28N. Wow, remembered all the names and I got them all in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 knives. This will be a long one. Hope you watch it all and enjoy it. Don't forget to give this vid a like and subscribe. Be back with you soon.